And the last thing that we'll do is talk about conflict. You know you're in trouble when you or your partner has a negative attributional style, because then what you're doing is you're only explaining the other person's behaviors negatively. So you just end up in these fights where you keep on saying, no, you're wrong, you did it wrong. No, you're wrong, you did it wrong. And you're never empathetic. You're just only seeing things from your side and how you've been hurt. And instead of kind of working together to find common ground, instead what's happening is you're just making accusatory statements. So if you have a negative attributional style or your partner has a negative attributional style, it's very difficult to resolve conflict. And then when you are having conflict, the investment model kicks in. And the investment model talks about how you make the decision about whether to continue to invest in your relationship. So there are three things that you take into consideration. You take into consideration how good it is with others, how good it is with this person, and your sunken costs, what you've already invested in the relationship. So I want all of you to think about a time when you had a fight with a friend and you thought about whether or not you still wanted to be friends with that person. And pause the video and just take 15 seconds and think about what you were thinking about when you were trying to figure out whether or not you still wanted to be friends with that person. So what the investment model would predict is that one thing that you would be thinking about is, well, could I have other friends who I get along with? Could I have positive relationships with other people? Another thing you're thinking about is, well, generally, how positive is my relationship with this particular friend? And then the last thing the investment model would predict is you would be thinking about how much time you've already spent with that friend and how much you've already invested in that friendship. And so obviously, if you've invested a lot, it's harder to walk away from a friendship than if you haven't invested a lot. And if that person is generally a very good friend, then it's harder to walk away. Conversely, if you have a lot of options, if there are a lot of people who you think you could have strong, positive friendships with, then it will be easier to walk away from that friendship because you'll say, you know what, this is not a good influence in my life, and there are other people who I could have better friendships with.